Alright, we're gonna start and see whether we can win this thing. I got really close last time with 3 runes and almost on the way to the exit. This time we're gonna pull through because I'm gonna do the easiest mode possible. If we die, we die, and so we learn. Okay, start stable. Actually, is this the correct one? V019. Yeah, that's the correct one for the tourney. Alright, the easiest thing that I found is to grab a Minotaur, not a Berserker, because we're not going to worship Trog. It gives you that good Berserk ability, but I found a much better god for our purpose. We're still going to choose a fighter for the high strength. And we're gonna go with probably with a flail, but we might have to shift through. Although a longsword was pretty good as well the last time that I've tried, because I got a flaming sword. Do we want to go with a flaming sword or do we want to go with a flail? We're probably going to go with a longsword and hope to get a longsword of flaming. And we're going to see how that pans out. Alright, I'm going to go with a longsword. Okay, first things first, we're going to change some skilling up here. We're going to remove shield, because even though we start with a shield, we probably are going to remove it pretty quickly. It's not really worth the skill cost of 15, I believe. Yes, to remove the penalty. It's mostly a penalty to EV, evasion rating here, which will make them easier to hit us, but that's not really what I'm concerned, because I think it's only a penalty of the EV is 7. If we remove the shield, it's 9. It's not a massive penalty. Maybe at the start it is. The shielding bonus is pretty good, because they'll protect us with some blow, although EV is always better than shielding. I'm really though concerned about the negatives that the shield, unless you've got the proper skilling in it, will give you to hit rates. It's just the type of encumbrance that it has, and to raise the skill to 15 will be very slow. So for now we're just going to remove that. We're not going to put a lot of armor as well until we actually start getting armor. So armor also reduces the EV penalties from armor, but not substantially. What people usually take this for, and I'm by no means an expert here, is for a boost to the overall armor class. So it's a percentage on top of your armor class. So I'm not going to use that just yet. What we will be skilling up though is fighting and long blades. We'll start with fighting and long blades and we'll see how things turn out to be. So I might die pretty quickly actually. I'm gonna keep the shield. I'm just not gonna skill with it until we get some two-handed something. I'm going to play it relatively safe at the start till we can get the god that we want. You will soon see which god it is. Oops, this might be a very short run if I can't. I have to concentrate here. Now the other reason I chose a fighter is not for the shield, is because you start with a potion of might. That's going to help us quite a fair bit to get out of a tasty situation. Yes. Okay, no, we might still die for some unfortunate thing, but what can we do? There's nothing to be done. Sometimes you just gotta die. Ooh, a kobold. Okay, let's stream him along here. Good. Oh, I headbutted him and he died. That's another reason to pick the Minotaur. And the problem is he can't wear helmets, but he can still wear hats. And there's some good magical hats out there. And if we ever get a beneficial mutation that makes his horns bigger, he's even more powerful. Now to actually proc on this Minotaur horn retaliation, you need high strength, which we already have, 20, and every point above that is a boon. I don't think strength, usually what people do is they keep strength at around the encumbrance penalty of their armor. So if you see we've got scale and encumbrance rating is 10, so they keep it around. Some people have said 3 times that, but I don't think it's necessary. I think I've read some people made some spreadsheets. It probably needs to be roughly around the same. It starts to be diminishing returns after that, so I'm not going to worry too much, because dexterity is much more valuable to increase the EV, the evasion rating, and that's something that we really would want to do. Wearing plate, oops, we don't want to stand in the open here. Alright, more corpses to eat for our Minotaur friend. Now, one playthrough I actually almost ran out of food due to some stupidity. So I'm gonna attempt to eat as much as I can on the go, as they say. This guy's gonna slug through some things. No, he didn't. He went melee. That's his mistake. Gecko, that's quite easy. Alright, first floor is done. What is it? 12 more to go or something? Alright. At least in the main dungeon. And the other reason I wanted to video this is so that for any of you guys who play in this or future tournaments, you can learn a few tips and tricks to gain some cheap points with this hybrid class that I've got here. Alright, he might poison us, which we got the HP for that, so we can probably take it, but I want to draw him. Oh, fuck's sake. Alright, can we take him? Oh, what a waste of a potion of might. I headbutted him. Oh, well, I'm gonna increase dexterity as I leveled up. At least we didn't die, and I couldn't really take that chance that early in the video. We'll get more potions of might, but now we really gotta be careful with any of the uniques, just in case we encounter Zygmunt or someone similar to that, or one of the annoying spellcasters. Yeah, I should probably have waited until my HP was well, now my HP is pretty good, 34. So, due to putting a lot of points in fighting and forgoing armor and dodging and shields for now. In fact, I might actually increase dodging, since the cost, we've got an aptitude of +1, but the cost is very low because we haven't actually skilled anything there. So I might actually forgo a bit long blades for now. I might keep long blades. I might forgo fighting for a bit and just put some dodging until our EV increases a little bit more. Now it will not increase by much because we are wearing heavier armor, and to overcome, there's a kind of balancing point where the points in dodging starts to overcome the evasion penalty, and only then the evasion starts to increase, or the encumbrance penalty rather. But it's always good to put some points at the start. Okay, so he poisoned us now. We've got a lot more HP since we've leveled up, so I can sort of afford to do it. It's a shame that we lost that potion of might, but potion of might is for the weak, as they say. We have no. Ooh, a whip of electrocution. Ooh, that's an interesting decision here. Now, electrocution is not a percentile damage, so it's not like flaming or ice where it's like 10, 20, 30% on top or 50% on top or whatever. It's actually kind of like a flat bonus on top, so it works really well with fast weapons such as a whip, which is a mace, and it's a very fast, it's a very good early weapon. The problem with electrocution is that it produces sound, so we're not going to be able to stealth around, but we're not really putting any points in stealth anyways. And as soon as we grab our god, which, okay, I'll let you know, it's Kazlel, we're pretty much gonna forget about stealth for the rest of the game. And you will soon see why if I actually reach the temple. Okay, I'm tempted to switch from long blades to mace and flails. It's probably not necessary. I'll keep it at long blades for now, because that sort of flaming will be useful if we get it. I like to stick to one weapon skills, but not only does it reduces minimum delay, you can sort of see, it will kind of tell you when you look at the whip, minimum delay 0.5 is reached at level 12. 0.5 essentially means that if for each turn of your enemies you get 2 strikes. And skill level 12 is not that high. It doesn't do a lot of base damage, but the electrocution will be a top additional flat damage on top of that, irrespective of the damage of the weapon. And if the weapon is quick, we can rack up the electrocution. So I'm not going to put any more points because I'm not going to put in long blades either. Let's just wait on that and see how much damage I do. The problem is with very high armored enemies, like some of the Orc Knights we might encounter soon, it might not actually penetrate to do the electrocution because it actually has to hit. But we'll see how it pans out. But for now, we're not going to have to worry about snakes or cockroaches. Look at this snake, he's not going to live long. They don't really have high armor, and the electrocution just destroys them. Now we should be good without putting skill points in Mason Flails, because we still get the bonus of damage from the fighting. The fighting will also give us additional hit points, but we're not going to get that minimum delay. So it's going to be a slightly slower weapon than what the long blades are going to end up being. I might still put some in long blades actually. No, actually I won't put anything just yet. I'll wait until I actually get a good long blade. Okay, so far so good, but I'm gonna play it really carefully. If I see a unique, I just butt out of there because I don't really have any potion identified, a quokka, and I don't really have any scrolls. I've got some, it's not enough rings to start attempting to identify. I'll just wait here in the corridor. It's gonna be good. Okay, what's this guy doing? Not much. Come to mama. Okay, so all these guys, you can see they've got very low AC. That electrocution whip is just gonna plow through them. Okay, as we haven't really found anything super exciting. We haven't died yet either. Okay. Oh, so whenever you see a guy here that's got a bluish weapon, you want to make sure, so this is just an enchanted dagger, so it's got like a plus X to slaying, which means accuracy and damage. But if you ever see something like that, I like to press Ctrl X and see everything that I see around me. And chat the dagger, that's fine. If you had a dagger of distortion, or if you had a dagger of draining or something like that, I'd be a little bit more cautious. In fact, if it was draining, I'd probably run away. Now this guy, he's got a pole arm, so he's going to strike us from 2 distance, but behind him is a friendly orc priest. And the priest can smite the crap out of you, especially when you're low level. So what we're going to do is we're going to cop some hits until we can take the priest, because the priest is the priority. And now we can take him out. The priests, sometimes their smiting doesn't proc because the AI doesn't want to proc them, but when they do, there is no limit on that. They can spam it as much as they want, which you can too do if you are an acolyte of Beor, which we are not, because we're not going to worry about that god. What we are going to do is hope that Kazlal comes soon, sooner rather than later. Ooh, okay. That electrocution whip suddenly attracted some unwanted attention here. That's okay. They're just jackals, and they're going to be electrocuted like there's no tomorrow. Alright, already level 5. Okay, that's good. I'm going to be careful. Oh, there's a stairs. That's good. Okay, just cut the corpse. Alright. So far so good. There's no uniques that are dangerous or anything like that. Okay, poison needle. That's going to be a bit annoying. So the best way to deal with it is go down here. Fuck. Okay, I can't close the door now because of the fucking scroll. So, okay, he switched away from that poison needle. Okay, I'm attracting a lot of guys. This guy here has an enchanted flail, and there's a mage, an orc wizard. I'm not that concerned with. We are near the stairs, so I'm going to take this guy because he's gonna give us trouble since he's still he still got that poisoned dart, he's just not using it in melee. So if we can kill him, okay, I think we're doing fine. We can try and kill the wizard as well. Okay, and now I'm just gonna run away because I'm poisoned and I'm gonna lose some. So I'm gonna run away. I'm no longer poisoned. I'm gonna run to the stairs. I'm gonna attract one of these guys. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna cut his corpse. No corpse. I'm gonna rest a bit and then I'm gonna go back to the stairs. Alright, we survived this ordeal. So the most important thing is to survive the first few levels until you get a good weapon, and then you can steamroll a little bit, unless you're doing some silly things, which we will undoubtedly do. Alright, a red corpse. This is the hobgoblin, but I don't want to attract too much attention, so I'm going to draw him back. Picking some scrolls, picking some... I guess we could actually pick... I'll do a find function, Control F, and I will look for the needles. I guess we can pick some poison needles and see if there's a dangerous enemy we can probably... might get... soften him a little bit before we attack him head on. There's also a curative. Okay, I'm just gonna pick everything here. Just gonna get a slug dart. But yeah, I want to pick all these needles. Where's the blow? Okay, curative. Where's the blow? There it is. Blowgun. Not a club. I don't want a club. Yes. Alright, so I'm just gonna assign it equal I, C as B. Okay. And then we have to assign the whip as A. Okay. Well, we got poison needles, but we also have cura-tipped needles. I haven't actually used them much before, so I can't quite remember. Causes asphyxiation, poisoning and slowing, and direct damage. Okay, it's twice as likely to be destroyed as other needles, and it may be destroyed on impact. Whereas the poison needle is just poison. So poison needles is just poison, it doesn't do extra damage and it doesn't slow. So the asphyxiation one is slightly better. Now, the problem is that if you carry a shield, and I believe you still carry a ranged weapon with you, it still penalizes you for the accuracy, unless you're well skilled with a shield. Although it penalizes you perhaps less or perhaps more. I can't quite remember than normal melee weapons. So it might not work with a shield well enough. I don't really want to put any points into throwing, because I don't have any aptitudes in it and it'll be a waste of experience points. So we're just going to use it as a possible freebie. I mean, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm not really going to worry about it too much. Let's just test the water. Okay, it kind of worked. It's the last second there against an enemy we don't really care about. So, but yeah, it's something that I will just use if there's a dangerous enemy, like this guy here with an enchanted flail. It's not going to pose much threat to us because he's unarmored. See, no AC, and you can sort of. That's one way I like the. I used to play only the ASCII version of this, but when you play the graphical tiles, you can actually see a lot more visually, and it gives you more information offhand. It makes gameplay a lot easier. Now we can grab the enchanted flail, but it's just not good enough like the electrocution at this stage, and we're probably not going to skill much in maces, if at all. If you're going for a long run, like a 15 run or something, which obviously you gotta be experienced for that sort of shit, you'll have enough experience points to essentially multi-class in some ways, or put more experience into multiple skills. But if you're going to do what we're gonna try, which is just to win, then you probably can't spare too many points, and you probably don't want to deviate from putting in just one skill, which for our sake is Long Blade. We don't have to put anything in it just yet. Oh, there's a worm. Could be trouble. I don't want to take too many chances, so I'll just poison it. Hopefully it'll soften it a bit. It did not. Okay, it did a tiny amount of damage, but that's really no good. Okay, what else do we have here? We got a ring mail. What are we having? We have a scale mail. I believe scale mails are better. Yeah. So we're getting rid of that. I'm hungry, so we're gonna see if we left any corpses around. Okay, we'll eat some flesh. Okay, we'll continue. Okay, another floor completed. Hopefully we'll get to the temple soon. Alright, this could be dangerous. You don't really want to fight from within water, shallow water. So these are actually, you can't fight from there. If you fall in, you die. Shallow water, what it does is anyone that attacks you gets a massive bonus, and when you attack, there's 2 chances that you can miss, even before the 2-hit roll is made. So you never really want to find yourself there unless you're kind of an amphibian species or you can fly. And you always want to catch creatures there. So this python might actually get negatives because I don't think he's amphibian. If we actually fight him. Oh no, he is, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to be there. Maybe it's because he's undead. Let's see. Doesn't quite say. Problem with this place is that there's too many sides that I can get ganged up on. There is a chainmail here though. I'm tempted to go here, pick up the chainmail, drag this guy to the stairs. Of course he's undead and they never follow you upstairs. The skeletons and the zombies don't. Now we can wear the chainmail. Now my armor class is 8, it's going to become 9, but my evasion is going to, 10, my evasion is going to drop to 6. It's 10 because I already got points in armor, which added like 10% on top. So now that we've got good armor, we might actually put some in armor and dodging. Yeah, we might just do that for now. Okay, and we might, until we get a good 2-handed blade, we might kind of keep it like that for now. Alright, let's see if we can draw more of them to the stairs, do a bit of stair dancing. Okay, I'm not that concerned just yet. Let them get close, because these are very weak enemies. But we might be caught unaware. Now this guy is going to be a bit annoying to us. So let's see if we can poison him. Yeah, that's it. Alright. Another one of these guys. I'm just going to grab the amulet and the ration. Let him come to us. Okay, I don't want to fight in the water. I do want to attack him in the water. Oh, okay. There's a gecko. See, it says here you're underwater. That's something you don't want to deal with. Okay. I don't like this. I don't like this area. I could be caught unawares. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to climb up. I'm going to find another stairs down. Oh, this is much better. Ooh, a ruined cloak. That's very good. Potion. So now we've got enough items here. We can see whether we can determine our scrolls, which one is which. Usually the most numerous one is either identify or remove curse. I'm hoping for, this is probably identify. I'm hoping to find remove curse. So I'll read this. It is identify. Now you can identify the jewelry in the armor, but it's a bit of a waste of resources. It's much better to identify the scroll that will be remove curse, and then you can try experiment as much as you want. There are some risks, and I'll possibly mention them later. But okay, let's identify those Pekul Tiupe. This scroll here. Ah, yes, bingo. Remove curse. That's what I wanted. I'm just gonna go near the stairs. I'm gonna start putting on shit. Now the reason is there's a risk even if you put it. Okay, if it's cursed, you can't remove it until you use remove curse. That's easy enough. But sometimes these items will have maybe subject to distortion, which distortion essentially means banishment to the abyss or a possibility of banishment upon removal. So that's kind of like a problem. It's even worse, but I think these ones should be fine. It's usually not on rings, it's usually on weapons. So I'm just going to start putting them on. So black and garnet ring, that's the first ring. A ring of protection plus 5. Ooh, baby. Okay, that increases your AC by 5. I'm not sure if the armor bonus that we get from having skills in armor actually stacks. What it does is it calculates all the armor values combined and it gives you a top percentage on top of that, but I'm not sure if the plus 5 from rings to AC is counted in that. But AC of 15 at such an earlier level is quite good. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Okay, Ring of Dexterity. That kind of increases our evasion by a bit. We can sort of remove it and see by how much. So my evasion is 7, 6. It's not that great. And the reason it's not that great is because of that armor penalty, which we can mitigate by increasing strength a little bit and by increasing the armor skill. We're probably not going to worry too much about it just yet. The best way to increase evasion is not by dexterity, is by the dodging skill. But let's see if we've got something. Okay, this is a problem. Cursed Ring of Loudness. So that's gonna essentially, my movements are particularly loud, making me less stealthy. Not a problem because I'm not gonna move just yet. So we'll try some more things. And okay, a Bronze Ring. Plus 2 Ring of Slaying. It's kind of crappy. So it increases the accuracy with ranged weapons and melee attack, and also the damage, but it's not a flat increase. It's actually based on some of the formulas I looked, it's actually a die roll, so it's an increase of a D, essentially an increase of a D2 or something like that. So plus 1 or plus 2 damage really in the long run doesn't make a huge deal. If it was a plus 4 to accuracy would be quite nice, but it is not. Let's look at the amulet. Amulet of Regeneration. That's decent. It's not what I wanted. I wanted an amulet of Berserker's Rage. But you can't always have what you want. As the, I guess some would say the 2016 elections have taught us. Okay. It's interesting. Must first tune at full health. Look, this is as good as it gets. Now we're gonna put the cloak. Oops. Alright. And it's just a plus 0 cloak. It's cursed, which means it does nothing. But surprisingly enough, even at a plus 0 and cursed, it's actually better than what we had, which was no cloak. So it still gives an armor class of 1. So now is a good time to read the Remove Curse scroll. And we can drop some stuff. We'll drop the Ring of Loudness. We're gonna keep that cloak because it's not cursed, and so it doesn't really matter anymore, and it gave us extra armor class. We're gonna remove the Scale Mail. We're gonna put on a Ring of Protection. We're going to put on a Ring of Dexterity instead of Slaying, because even though I said that the Ring of Dexterity is not that hunky-dory, it's still better than that Ring of Slaying, and there's really no reason for me to keep that Ring of Slaying, so I'm going to drop it. Alright, so far so good. We are getting stronger. Do I want to make any changes to this? Most likely not just yet. Okay, I'm going to do this floor and then maybe I'll take a break if we don't die first. Knock wood. Oh, more needles. Okay, there's a hound. It's not a problem unless he gets followed. I'll attack him, that's good. Alright, cool. Okay, we've been heard. Yes, so when you actually attack guys in corridors, it does some less noise than in the open areas, so less guys will come onto you, so it's always better to kind of fight in the corridors unless you've got X and you use the cleaving technique of hitting as many enemies as possible at the same time. Okay, level 6. What do we want to increase? Strength, intelligence, or dexterity? I'd probably say dexterity is probably more useful at this stage. The strength of 21 is actually quite high. I mean, unless we're wearing a plate armor or something, it's probably... And we're going to gain some strength anyways from being part of the species. I think a Minotaur will get some strength. So we're going to put some dex. We definitely don't put int. It could be useful to put int just so you don't die from stat damage to 0, because this int is very low. But it's just it's not very useful since we're not... Actually, it might come in handy because, of course, Lyle's abilities, they cost mana points. But unless we get something that gives you +2 int, I might actually put this in int. Yeah, okay, only gives us not really much, to be honest. That might have been a mistake, but whatever. It's not gonna affect the game that much, but at least it'll save us a little bit of grace with this stat bonus death. It should have actually increased my magic, but maybe my mana, my level is so low that it doesn't matter much. We can increase it. Yeah, I'm never gonna invest in spell casting, so okay. That's okay. He's not gonna kill us. Alright, good. Here, I don't really want to take any chances. What's the speed of the ant? It's fast, so it's gonna outrun us, so we just have to kill it. Okay. Okay, there's some stairs here. But I'm just gonna back the fuck out. Alright, good. He hit us pretty hard, even because of our armor class. So armor class 16 basically means that there's a reduction of 1d16, so 1 to 6 or 0 to 16. There's always a minimum damage reduction, and the better your armor is, the higher that minimum is. So it's with chainmail, I believe it's probably around 20%. There's a chart somewhere, it doesn't really matter that much. Just to make sure that even if you roll really low, it still reduces the damage by a minimum amount. So he got 2 lucky hits, I would say. Some gecko corpse. Alright, we're doing good. Did I get any more items? Yeah, I got a golden ring. Do I want to use it? Not just yet. We'll wait until we have more items so that we get a bit more bang for our buck with these scrolls of remove curse. So I'm gonna finish here, take a break, and come back very soon.